Most men today are waiting. They're waiting for AI to come in, AI to save them, for a perfect prompt, the perfect solution to all of your biggest world problems, or even just simple things: how to make the better meal, how to respond to the people you care about, how to answer that text from that girl you really like. Just giving you the secrets for the viral moment or the done for you system. But here's the truth: AI is not the answer. It's an amplifier. If you're weak, it'll make you more weak. If you're poor, it'll make you poorer. And if you're chaotic, it'll multiply your chaos. So the real question is, are you guys the man or person that AI should work for? Not a lot of times that question gets asked enough. Welcome to the Ascended Podcast. My name is Caleb Schulke, and as always, I'm here to bring you the latest news in AI, economic developments surrounding it, world politics, and any other news I really give a shit to share. So without further ado, like this live stream. I see you guys on TikTok here on my iPad, or you can watch the full stream by clicking the link in my bio and going to our actual community where we have the Rumble link embedded, or just search me on any platform: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble itself, Caleb Schulke, Schuelke. Let's get into the breakdown of what we're going to cover today. So we're going to be talking about the false gospel of passive AI. We're going to be talking about systems over scripts. Digital leverage is the new masculine advantage. Your identity is your infrastructure. And summarizing that with actionable takeaways for you guys to relate it all together. So if that sounds at all interesting, then stick around for a little bit. It's going to be a pretty eventful episode, as always. I can now see that Instagram's working. I actually just got Rumble working the other day, guys, so we can officially accept followers. I can't get monetized. I can't push my message out. I can't help you guys reach a bigger audience and help share this with more people to allow a bigger impact on the world if you guys don't follow me, if you don't like, if you don't subscribe, because once again, as much as I don't want to be, I'm at mercy of these algorithms, and you guys can help me beat those systems by just showing how important these things I'm saying really are. So help me out, guys, and I'll scratch your back as well. Let's talk about the false gospel of passive AI. AI is not salvation, it's a multiplier. We've known this, and I just stated this in the introduction. If you're undisciplined, you're unclear, unintentional, AI will only expose that thing faster, that trait that you're lacking. And not only that, but if you think AI can't determine, if you ask AI what your biggest flaws are, it can probably point that out to you very accurately, because AI knows you probably better than your best friends, and in a lot of cases better than even your parents know you, because you're sharing things with it a lot of times that you wouldn't even share with those people. And so let me ask you this, because at the end of the day, AI isn't its own entity. And I think this gets confused a lot of times. Do you think that AI is just some buddy that you went to sports games with and that you hung out with as a kid, that you kicked the ball over the fence and AI went to go grab it for you because it's just such a good fucking pal? Well, where are we now? Understanding that thing that you're talking to, as much as we use this for positive, there's a company behind the AI you're talking to. In most cases, right, if it's ChatGPT, that's OpenAI. There's DeepSeek. There's Gemini by Google, right? There's Bard. I guess it used to be Bard. It's kind of the same thing. There's Claude. All these different platforms you could use, but all of them are centralized. We don't have very many decentralized AI networks owned by the people, owned by the masses, because it's a very for-profit market, right? And so there's not a lot of companies incentivized to decentralize that, which means that all your data is going to one primary source. So it's not your buddy, right, Filippo, that's the AI that you talk to. It's really just OpenAI that has all your information, and you're handing over all your sensitive data to a company like that. So understanding that will allow you to make better decisions and hopefully protect yourself from getting in a position where you're just giving away vital information. It's honestly, nowadays, too many of you people are just okay with giving away all your sensitive data, and I just don't understand that. You're okay talking about what you want, what kind of gift you're going to get your dog and things like that. And then you start seeing advertisements on your phone and on your computer for these exact same products, and you understand that the companies are collecting data and then they're recommending products for you. Okay. And a lot of you are okay with that because, again, that doesn't really seem like a bad thing. But at the same time, I don't believe in the concept of like side effects, right? Like a prescription has side effects, but in reality, the drug itself is going to cause several effects to your body because all of your systems are intertwined, they're working together. And so this concept of a side effect or like alternate effects happening, they're going to happen regardless. Like, sure, there's a primary effect, but you're going to get the whole handful of effects. No drug just impacts your body in the perfect way that the doctors are hoping for. And being conscious of like the alternate effects, right? That the other options that you can be affected by having that much of your data online or public is detrimental if you're not paying attention, because all it takes is one company to go rogue or to use it for bad, right? And use it to manipulate you behind your back without your even consent in that, and all of a sudden it already has all the data to do so because you've given it up talking to your lover, right? That's really just AI giving you advice on somebody, and you're spilling who are the intimate people in my life, what kind of clothes do I like to wear? What kind of meals do I want help prepping for? It knows all of this stuff, and you guys are talking to it every day. And again, I love AI. I'm the guy. I'm the guy that knows everything. I'm the smartest guy in the world, probably in my own eyes, probably my mother's eyes, honestly. But understanding that even myself and studying the people that are behind these systems, I want you guys to be careful about the way you share information. Understanding that still, it seems like you're talking to your best buddy, and even if you are, right, even if it's your best friend that you're texting on your iPhone, Apple has access to all of your cloud data, all of your texts. Do you want companies like that to have your information? Just thoughts to put out there, guys. Because again, data privacy, data security is not something a lot of you will really take seriously nowadays. And again, you could say I'm some rogue guy that's just yapping about bullshit, but this stuff is important. And I don't want you to be put in a position where you have to face the consequences of that. So, AI is not salvation, as we've said. Again, it's a multiplier. And again, if you're undisciplined, you're unclear, AI is just going to expose that faster because it's like money, right? AI is kind of the same as money. We've always said that money is a great amplifier. The people that win the lottery and are poor, that are used to not saving their money and spending more than they make, are the exact people that will go buy Lamborghinis. They'll go buy $20,000 couches on a dare and not be pooling their money into assets that will continue compounding. The rich already have the mindset. They've gone through the change, which allows them to keep the money. And so a rich person would have an amazing life if they won the lottery. You guys honestly shouldn't even be buying lottery tickets, because if you won, your life would be really great and then completely spiral to be really bad because most of you don't have the financial literacy to survive that event happening to you. And in most cases, from what I've heard with lottery winners, they would have wished that they never won at all. The ride was fun, but when you got off it, you actually set yourself much further back in life in terms of having targets on your back and things that you now owe people, right? Because you can't control your spending. Same thing with like AI, right? It has the ability to multiply the person you already are and to amplify that person because it's still dependent on your intelligence. And they've said that there's this thought process that AI is going to somehow level the playing. There's this thought that AI is going to somehow level the playing field. I don't believe that for one instant, because how? You have people that are smarter than you that understand how to ask AI real questions and not, like I said yesterday, how many breeds of squirrels live in North America? A question you could just simply Google in Web 2.0, right? And you're using this advanced web technology, probably Web 4.0 or 5.0 at this point with where we're at, to just ask it a basic question that Google could answer, or just to give you dating advice. And I understand, sure, it's a creative language model and you're asking for your little dating tips on ChatGPT or whatever the hell it is, but there are bigger and more important questions to be used on this technology. I don't think that we should just completely forget about it. I think AI is great. I do think it's really dangerous if it's in the wrong hands and uncontrolled. But you guys need to understand the full extent of what it's capable of. And also, with that said, the things you can actually use it for that are more important, that the people with actual power and intelligence are prompting into this, which again will amplify, and in my personal opinion, will increase the disparity of wealth. And because honestly, like, it's probably going to make a lot of millionaires, right? Because people that were already smart but didn't know how to attack problems have access to AI, which allows them to compete with bigger companies. But the people that never took the time to be educated won't survive. And a lot of times, those are the people with less money. And I do think that wealth inequality will increase as AI grows more and more. So be conscious of that and understand that while everything's going on in the news, this system is going to keep bridging that gap further and further between you or the people that have maybe and the people that have not. So I want you guys to think about like this Socratic prompt that I wrote down. Why are men, specifically men, seduced by this idea that AI will do the work for them? Like, why do we love it so much that AI is doing work for us? Like, when did we just become afraid of figuring things out on our own? That's a dangerous question, right? And that's kind of a rhetorical question because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to be a hard worker and your discipline isn't there, if you fucking fumble every time you're tasked with something harder than just writing your name on a piece of paper, then how the hell are you going to direct a business? How are you going to stay disciplined? All the things that have to support the things AI are doing, if you're still being the executor behind the scenes, it's going to fall apart without you. And if you're giving up all your control on basic level tasks to AI, then what happens when AI's replaced all the main jobs and the only thing left to do is either be an entrepreneur or be absolutely nothing, and you don't have the discipline involved to be the entrepreneur? Do you guys understand where I'm going with this? Next, what does it reveal about our current relationship to responsibility and power? What does AI reveal about our current relationship to responsibility and power? Well, I will say that most people that use ChatGPT, that use the basic technology, would rather give up power, especially data privacy. They'd give up convenience, right? Or they want convenience, so they'll give up some of their rights and their inherent rights that you guys don't even realize you're sacrificing in terms of data protection and security to get efficiency. And almost every time, and I've made this point before, that there's a trade-off between efficiency for privacy. That's usually what it is it's privacy. The world can get a little bit more dangerous because they have more access to more information of yours. And again, I'm not saying that everybody that has your information is going to use it against you, but why take the fucking risk? Why give your social security number out to a million people if you also understand that the wrong person having your social security number can drastically impact your future? And it can be used to access your credit score information about you. So the same thing with AI, right? Why are you giving all your information out to big player companies, understanding that it only takes one bad apple to completely ruin it because they have your data? And so it's not like, right, the only question you guys are going to be asking is like, well, do I just not use AI then? Do I just not give in to the technology? No, you still use it. You just have to be conscious of what information you're giving out. If you guys are on Instagram, YouTube, Rumble, by the way, I have my comments pulled up so you guys can see, and it's displayed here, any comments that that'll show up on the screen. So appreciate you guys that have anything to say here that just want to give your input, but I'll be checking the comments regularly on here. Just make sure you like and subscribe too. That really does a long way, especially if you have Rumble. Go on Rumble, look up Caleb Schulke, my username here. And I literally just made it, so once I hit 5 followers, which seems very minimal, right? But I can get monetized at that point. It'll help me grow faster and increase the reputation I have on this platform. So masculine clarity. Masculine clarity is the filter behind all of this. Sorry, I'm hiccuping a little bit. The prompt isn't the power. The man behind the prompt is. I'm going to make this point one more time. The prompt in ChatGPT isn't the power. The man thinking behind the prompt is. Intelligence isn't going to be less important with ChatGPT. It's actually more important that you go to school, more important that you understand backgrounds behind things. And sure, use ChatGPT to teach you that while you're learning, but then use that knowledge to increase the effectiveness of your future prompts. ChatGPT should be used in school, but more importantly, you should learn how to use it to find out basic information faster than we could in the past. It's not that we just shouldn't learn basic information. You should understand that in America, July 4th is Independence Day. You should understand that we had Articles of Confederation, or before the Articles, right? Before we had the Constitution, right? Before they sat down and wrote that. I think it was in like 1783, right, that the Constitution was signed off on. But again, before that, there was like more. We had the Civil War, right? Like, who were the important generals on both sides? What did they do? What were the important battles, right? Battle of Shiloh, right? Things like that. So understanding basic information lets us learn and interpret information better. You still need that because your human brain has to make executive decisions. And you could have all the information in the world presented in front of you. Like the president of the United States typically will have all the news, all the most up-to-date reports, and they just have to decide what to do with that. And if you're not the man that can make those decisions boldly and swiftly, then nobody wants you. And there's going to be no value tied to the work you're doing. And therefore, anybody could replace you. And again, if AI is doing all the minimal work and we're only left to the executive level decision tasks until eventually we outsource even that, then it's dangerous. Okay, if you're not paying attention to these things and working on them proactively. I'm gonna take a sip of water here since I'm clearly getting hiccups. I think I can I'm just gonna put a message out here to like and subscribe, guys, because I'd love for you guys to help me grow here and this too. This is like our Q&A as always, so I will be reading through the chat and addressing any things you guys have. But yeah, masculine clarity is the filter. Again, I'm speaking to you guys as men, 18 to probably 35. Anybody with a pulse that is trying to grow a business, make more money, even women too, sure. But I'm a man. I think my advice is more typically relevant to the lives of men, but I can speak to women just as well. But I want you guys to understand, AI scales what you are and what you do. It doesn't invent, at least not yet. And so when we're in this phase of AI's development, understand that the way to get ahead is to fix yourself first and be in a community of people that can help you fix yourself as well. And that's what the Digital Syndicate's for. The link is in my bio, and you guys should definitely be in that space where the man behind the prompt is kicking ass, and therefore you're just amplifying your outreach and amplifying your results and your objectives. Sweet. Let's get into section 2. Systems over scripts. The man who builds systems beats the man chasing scripts 100 to 1, in my opinion. I'm tired of the guys that tell you that, if you have the perfect script and you have the perfect objection handling response to every single question, you're going to win. Sure, that's a great sales preparation tactic or skill, but at the end of the day, the system is what people are looking at. How effective is the work that will be done when you join my team? When you join the light or the dark side, right? I got the blue and red here. When you join into the program that I'm offering you guys. And again, I have a lot of free ways to get involved, but my system is very strong. And that way I can pretty confidently say that I'm going to beat people that have like this perfect script, because it's not just about selling to people. It's about leverage. I put a YouTube video out on this today. And having ways to take the work you're doing and use AI, use other tools to massively scale that impact is what allows you freedom, is what allows you the ability to take off a lot faster than your peers. And too many of you are focused on how to become like an expert in the industry. In reality, ChatGPT knows how to be an expert, and it's not going to be long before it can start doing that entry-level kind of blue-collar work and even some entry-level white-collar work. But if you know how to build a system and use AI to help reinforce that, then that's how you're going to win in this day and age. Do I have a system I own is what I would be asking, or am I regurgitating someone else's framework? Now, you guys could take this little mentorship class on how to sell underwater basket weaving baskets, or how to sell knives at doors, right? Don't do that. That's a pyramid scheme. If you guys know the reference I'm spitting out here, but do you own the system? Because it's now more, again, when you're giving out as much data as we are nowadays to companies that have such a big impact, then I want you to understand that these companies, right, if they decided to go rogue one day, it would be as easy as them flipping a switch in their mind and saying, you know what, all the data that you just gave ChatGPT, I'm going to use that against you because I can. and you just told it who your love interest is. You told it where you live, probably what your business ideas are. It knows exactly how to manipulate you and how to target you. And you guys think that's some dystopian reality, but in the real world, it's just what it looks like. And so you need to start prepping and protecting yourself against things like that. By owning the infrastructure. So like even in terms of AI, what that means is download offline GPT models. LLMs are what they're called. There's something called Llama. There's a lot. Maestro or whatever I think is what it's called. There's a lot of different little toolkits that you can download in offline ChatGPT version that doesn't report your data back to the mothership, as I would say, right, of OpenAI. And then what happens if you actually stop chasing templates and start architecting infrastructure? What happens if you guys stop taking, I don't know, Andy Elliott's course or Alex Hormozi's course or Iman Gadzhi's course that are thousands of dollars? And in reality, probably for the amount of impact they have on you, you're really just putting money in these rich assholes' pockets a lot of time. And what if you actually started building your own system? If you actually knew how the systems work behind the scenes, the ones that keep you in them, the ones that keep you subject to paying them for what they do. I even have my own system, and I'm doing the same bullshit as all these rich assholes are, right? I'm charging you guys money for me to teach you knowledge. The only difference is my knowledge is actually going to lead to you achieving that freedom because you understand how to build a system of your own. I'm teaching you how to teach. Right? I'm teaching you a system of how to teach other people systems. I'm just one level above. I'm not like teaching you a system of bullshit like most people are selling those fake guru courses online. I'm teaching you how to do the same thing as the gurus are doing. So like you have the blueprint behind the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And tools in the Ascend Syndicate show how this like digital infrastructure that's out there frees you, but only if you see your business as a machine and not a simple product that you sell to and can slowly convince people. I understand, right? It's important to go door to door virtually, right? Or in the DMs and like try to sell your stuff to people. But the problem is if you only rely on that to door sell your business, you're never going to scale it into something at the level of like, again, Iman Gadzhi or Alex Hormozi or somebody that's a big name in the space. Grant Cardone. You have to understand how the system works and then use leverage, especially if you're younger and have very little resources. Use other people's time, use other people's money, use other people's infrastructure to put your message out at a greater extent. I'm doing this literally right now by streaming on TikTok, Rumble, Instagram, YouTube, right? I don't know if I said that already, but to maximize multiple platforms to do the same thing instead of just picking TikTok, right? You guys are here on this screen. If I'm not looking at you, I'm looking at my mainstream here. The other 3 platforms that I'm streaming on. So if you guys aren't using multiple platforms, if you're not posting your videos across multiple different platforms and you're not using AI to do the work to make TikToks for you. I used to sit down, guys, literally up to a few weeks ago even. That's this recent that these changes have happened. And on Sundays, I would take 4 or 5 hours and I would script, I would sit down, film a TikTok that was like 30, 40 seconds. I would do that 7 times so I'd have the whole week's worth of content. I then plug it into my computer, edit the videos, make them all nice, add the cute little music behind it, and then I'd post it. But you know what? That shit doesn't work like they say it does. And they're like, just do it for 3 years and it'll work. Who has 3 years in the space where everything's changing so quickly and where businesses are evolving so fast? You need a X factor on your side. You need something to get you to stand out. And in this day and age, the thing that does that is leverage, using AI to be the like slave labor behind your work, right? I hate to, for lack of a better word, that's basically what it is. It's like slaving away doing these different tasks for you. And again, like it's completing objectives. And it's like a virtual assistant online that's able to get the things done you need it to. Opus, OPUS.clip is what I use to clip my content. The stuff you see on TikTok here, for you guys here, the stuff you see on Instagram, YouTube. And I'm just posting the same video on all those platforms because on one of them, it's likely to blow up. And so why would you not spin that like slot machine more times if it doesn't cost you anything else? So if you don't understand how to take infrastructure with AI and massively scale with it by having it do the work for you, so you can just sit down like this and do a live stream or put a camera up and do a one-take recording of a video and then AI edits it for you. It cuts out all the silence. It increases your audio quality to sound like you're in a studio like this. Even if you have very little money or equipment, because you don't need a fancy camera like I have. You don't need a nice studio. You just need to prop your phone up, record a video, put it in the AI software I'll teach you how to use that can make it sound like you're on a professional microphone like this, or that you have a professional quality camera by using a tool that can enhance the quality of it. And you can do all of this shit basically with no money, very little money, and you don't really need to like slowly develop these skills, and basically anybody can get in the game then, is what I'm saying. Tools like the Ascend Syndicate, right? Again, show you how to get free, show you how to escape these systems, and the links in my bio on basically all these platforms. On Rumble, again, just follow me and I'll put out information on that later. Every other platform, TikTok here, Instagram, YouTube, the links in my bio. Discipline, in my opinion, has changed the definition. It's not just about hustle anymore. It's about clarity. So systemization basically doesn't need discipline, right? I guess it does when you're setting it up, but at the end of the day, discipline is understanding that there are things you need to do that require a lot of focus and dialing in when that time comes, but also being smart enough and taking the time to reflect and to put yourself in that position where you actually use this little muscle here that's in your head and come up with better systems to do what you have to do. Instead of just, again, you slaving away doing all the labor that an AI could do in probably 30 seconds at probably a much better quality rate. So discipline is about clarity, not about hustle. And therefore, when you systematize things, when you have a structure in the actual blueprint handed to you, which again, if you don't know the blueprint to make money in any single business online, I think you know where to go to check out the link to do so. And I'm not just some guru saying that shit. I'm actually backing that up. There's reviews, there's testimonials, but modern sovereignty, escape from a job, escape from a time restriction where you can actually do what you want when you want, and location freedom and financial freedom, all that stuff comes when you have the discipline to actually lock in and set this stuff up. And most of you guys will click off my live stream. Most of you guys don't give a shit. Most of you guys would rather just be slaving away at your own life in a Subway or at a Lazy Boy furniture store, moving chairs around all day or whatever, like any job out there sucks. So why not have a job that you at least own? Because then you can control how much it sucks. Most of you would rather slave away for some company, give you a shitty wage. You go home, your back hurts, you're tired of typing or staring at a computer, whatever it is, going to school, paying off debts, and instead own a structure and a system, even on the side of doing that for now, that's literally a safety net where these overlap, where you're still working a job, you're in a space like ours where you understand the structure, and then you start building something. So eventually that overlaps and takes over you having to go into work for somebody you don't even like anymore, and own the actual results of those things. Let's get into segment 3. Digital leverage is the new advantage, especially like a masculine advantage is what I would call it. The modern man doesn't need more hustle. He needs more leverage. He needs the ability to amplify himself. And again, that's why this is such a big focus, why leverage was a video I just put out today on my YouTube. What am I doing? This is a question you need to ask. Men, women, children, aliens, Bigfoot, whoever's watching this right now that wants to grow. Don't ask yourself why results aren't coming. Ask yourself, what are you doing to scale yourself? A lot of times you could sell fucking forks to a spoon manufacturer, right? Like you could sell plastic straws to turtle supporters. You know what? Like you could sell anything if you do it in enough mass, because at some point it's all formulaic, it's all math. Sales is just a numbers game. And if you get enough no's, you'll get yourself to that yes at the end of the road. But most of you aren't getting the mass of results it takes to actually see that. So how do you do that without slaving away, without hating your life, and without going door to door for 20 weeks in the pouring rain trying to find people to talk to? Well, obviously you do it online, you do it through Instagram. But even more importantly than that, how do you figure out what those things are? Well, again, we teach you how to do that. But you need to ask the question. You can ask ChatGPT to get advice. What am I doing that could be delegated to tech or talent? You don't need to edit TikToks. You don't need to do that. And I pay you guys money And I teach you how to use AI to do it. I teach you how to use AI to edit TikTok videos and to post them. And then when you guys actually follow my advice and do that, I pay you money for the views that gets. For every single individual person that clicks on that and watches that, I pay you guys money. And the link's in my bio to learn that. It's called content clipping. It's very easy. These things that you can replace with AI, I'm rewarding you with real US dollars into your bank account today for just doing basic things that you don't have to, for some reason, see the need to do anymore. Like people are living in 2024, and before we used to say you're living in the last decade or the last century, right? But in this day and age, you're living in last year, which is honestly just as far away as saying that someone in 1950 is living in 1920 because of how fast technology is evolving. The right prompt in GPT or just in any structure or the right question, right, inserted, and the right system that comes out of that is equal to freedom. There is actually a formula out there that exists, a lot of them that I teach, that will get you the results that will lead to freedom. But you guys just don't know the right questions to ask to develop that freedom. And therefore, you stay stuck in a system wondering why it hates you or wondering why you can't get anywhere. But you gave up your intelligence and you gave up the ability to learn and turn your brain on to something that feels better, to cover up the pain of not being able to figure this out. You guys see how that's cyclical? Because you can't figure out the answers, you resort to just chasing pleasure because that's the only thing left to do, because you have to cope with the failure of not knowing what to do next. When in reality, if you learned what to do next, you wouldn't need the things that bring you pleasure, and therefore you could just scale your results. This is a very cyclical process, and it's kind of a death spiral that most of you get stuck in, getting fat, getting obese, getting stuck on your phone, chasing dopamine, chasing sex, porn, whatever it is, drugs, because you just need to cope with your failure of not being enough. And men, I understand a lot of you are pissed off when I say that, but that's the exact fucking point. I'm here pregame or maybe halftime in the football game. Y'all are on your knee looking up to me, and I'm giving that damn speech like the coach I am. I'm Coach K out here, or Vince Lombardi, right? So in the old world, we used to say like land was leverage, right? He who owns the foundation, the real estate underneath the building, controls the results of what happens above the soil, right? In the new world, distribution, automation, content, and clear decision making are the leverage, right? And having a system in place to take you guys, my viewers, and use you guys, and you guys have your own system of viewers, your own engagers, customers, things like that that can scale you. Again, all things that we're teaching here. And so basically, once you figure that out, it's a funnel, right? I don't think funnels actually exist in the realm that people do, where it's like, oh, you have a bunch of views, then they go to a landing page, then they go to a checkout, and then they buy your thing. Sure, that might work in like e-commerce and things like that, but I think it's more of like stages. And a lot of people don't understand, like, short form viewers only watch short form on YouTube. So like if you're watching my TikToks, you're probably just going to watch my short form on YouTube. You're probably not going to sit down and watch a long form video. People that are watching long videos on YouTube probably aren't going to go watch a bunch of TikToks. Like, you kind of need to know who your people are. And so there's not like this funnel of like, you see a TikTok, you go to my long YouTube video because you're probably not interested in that. And things like that don't really work anymore. But instead, creating a system where somebody knows of who you are, and then AI can custom place a solution in front of them. AI can figure out what somebody wants in the DMs. It can sell to them while you're sleeping, which is exactly the system. It's called SetterBot, and we have a system called CloserBot, which actually closes deals in your DMs. You guys come up with some product. Let's say it's how to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich in 30 days. It's an ebook. It's like 25 pages long, and you're charging $50 for it. You're selling it on your Instagram page. You have the link to the Google Doc, right? That somebody pays you, and then you send them this link to the Google Doc. Okay, well, you have to figure out who wants to make the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich in 30 days. So AI, when somebody DMs you, because you'll have this thing in your bio of your Instagram saying, DM me if you PB&J if you want to learn how. When you get that DM, AI will see that, and it'll ask the customer, hey, why do you want to do this? It'll get to know them. It'll figure out what their passions are and if there's even an alignment behind making the perfect sandwich. If it determines that there is, it'll ask them why they haven't taken action on it, why they would want to get involved in this things, and kind of answer all their questions about it. And then eventually it'd pitch the offer. And if you have the closer bot, it would actually send the link to the Google Doc after it sends a payment link through PayPal or Stripe or whatever it is. And we're talking about an automated business that we set up. It's a one-time fee. We come in and we develop with you the product. We talk through, okay, what's the thing you're going to sell? And then we actually will program an AI to go sell that on your Instagram. And all you do then is make stupid little TikToks of you dancing, like saying, me after I made the perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And everyone clicks on that and checks out my sandwich making book and buys it from me because I'm the best person in the world at making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. That's basically it. I need a drink of water. Sometimes I get heated up and I just need to like let loose. I don't think I ever drink all the water in one go on the live stream, so all right, can we get back to it? I'm about to drop some heat. You ready? You don't rise to the level of your ambition. You fall to the level of your systems and of your self-concept. What does that mean? We want to do as much as possible. We want to achieve the moon, right? Like we aim for the stars. We want to make 10K a month in 3 months or we're failures because we see the kid that's 19 doing that. But if you don't have a system for how you're going to get to 10K a month that actually has been proven to work, then you can start somewhere. Sure, that's a good place to start, to guess what that is. If you don't have a mentor, you don't have people showing you that, you're going to go through a lot of work changing that system. As you test things, realize what does and doesn't work. Maybe you're like, I should do it by posting a bunch of long YouTube videos every week. And then you're like, well, actually, I should spend that time posting on YouTube, maybe just making a lot more TikToks. And you'll like test different things in that structure. That's how business works, guys. And eventually you optimize it enough where you make money and all you're doing is just making more money. And instead, why wouldn't you get handed a formula to you by somebody who's been there and done that? And I don't want to turn this into a sales pitch. I'm just going to pose that rhetorical question. So what I would ask is, do you see yourself as a creator, a commander, and an operator, or just a consumer? Are you watching my live stream and not learning anything? Are you going to swipe to the next video and consume more? It's probably, if I had to guess on TikTok here, probably some Rocket League video of some guy like going crazy playing like hip hop music and then like celebrating after he scores, or like again just some bullshit that'll rot your brain away versus actual educational information. Are you just consuming? Are you just giving in to these things and learning for the sake of like mental masturbation, saying you're getting somewhere when in reality you're not? Or are you building something? Because you can consume to learn, and consuming to learn and consuming to operate is fine. Because I want to train you guys to be operators. Operators are people that get in the field, they roll their sleeves up, and they actually take action. We don't want consumers here. We want consumers that will take action. And that's what an operator is. The second question, what kind of man must I become for the systems I say I want? So if the system involves me live streaming every day, well, am I getting off my ass to set up my camera, to set up the lighting, to set up the stream on TikTok, on Instagram, on the multiple different platforms to make that happen? Or am I just mental masturbating myself saying that would be nice, but you know what? I'm just going to hop on TikTok tonight and not do shit. Because most of you guys watching this are in that position. And if you're watching this to learn, that's absolutely great. That's actually probably exactly what you should be doing then right now, because you don't know where to start and you have to figure that out first. But if you're watching the stream right now because you have nothing else to do, well, then I challenge you with, I think you know what to do. I think you would probably be able to figure out very easily if you just turned your phone off for a second. You could figure out what that first thing would be. And if you just start the spiral, right, of getting into it, then the momentum builds really quickly. It's so hard to get momentum going because how quick we want to release into other things, watch pornography, to watch Instagram reels, to eat sugary foods that make us feel better, to get on Netflix, video games. You guys understand where I'm going with this. AI is identity agnostic. AI doesn't preference a certain type of mindset. It will serve whoever dares to command it with intention. You could have everything going wrong for you. You could be homeless, but you could be a homeless guy with an iPhone 4 that is somehow still capable of downloading ChatGPT. And in that case, if your brain is smarter than the general population, then you will shoot to the top of society very quickly because you know how to harness a tool better than people, better than most people. And honestly, that's it. Because if you know what questions to ask, what strategic prompts to put in, then you're going to win. And my digital syndicate, my community is exactly where you go to figure that stuff out. The link's in my bio. But let's go over some of the most important points that we've talked about here. First, AI isn't your savior, it's your servant. Those who know how to program it best will win. And therefore, intelligence has now not mattered, but now mattered more than ever. Because if you know how to communicate to it, if you know what language to use, you're going to win. Most importantly, you have to be a man enough to lead it and actually understand the capability a tool like that has. Second, every man waiting for the perfect prompt is secretly ignoring the truth. That clarity is earned and not automated. You don't get clear by planning forever. ChatGPT is great and it could mentally masturbate you, as I've said, but you need action to prove it right because it doesn't live in the real world. It has a good idea of the real world and it'll only get better, but it's still not actually taking action yet. So you have to do that so that way you can get feedback to put back into ChatGPT. And if you just plan out everything all day and never do anything with that information, no wonder you're not going to see the success you want. And again, being in a community of people that are taking action helps you cross that initial threshold of getting things started easier. So join our space, follow me, subscribe, get news like this every single day because I would be doing that. That's a competitive advantage that's free on the market. Instead of going to college and being surrounded by high achievers or high earners or trying to get into a certain club, right? This is free. The internet is right in front of you and free. And if you're already attuned to going on TikTok or platforms like this and watching streams like this, well then use this exact habit that you have that is bad and transform it into a good one with one decision to follow me, where you can fill your feed with better information. Finally, masculine power in 2025 isn't loud. It's honestly probably never really been loud. Maybe in battle, right? Or things like that. It's systems, it's quiet leverage, it's quiet power. Because the people that own the infrastructure, that own the meta, right? Because that's where the attention is. They own Meta, and therefore the people on Meta will only help that company more and are kind of, right? You have to serve the interests of the platform that owns or the company that owns the system. And let the discipline do an AI do your bidding, right? AI can do the grunt work now. Stop doing video editing on your own. Stop trying to research everything on your own. Ask AI to find the information for you because other people are using it to figure out what kind of bar of soap would smell better in the shower, right? And you're using it for actually important things. Stop thinking, think with AI, and let AI enhance your thinking. Don't turn your thinking off. That's whoever's telling you to do that is 100% wrong. So now finally, let's get into the offer side of things, how we can help you do this. In the syndicate, we don't just chase like little silly hacks. We build systems. And if you're ready to get around other men, other women to building digital machines that print freedom, truly print freedom because they take your time back. They give you money in your pocket. They let you live where you want to live. They let you do the things that you watch the videos of the little kids doing that are 16 years old and making 50 grand a month, thinking that that could be you and then getting pissed off when it isn't. Well, then you join an environment like this where we actually guarantee it happens, or I don't even let you stay. I don't want your money. I'm going to refund you. And that's in our policy if you guys aren't taking action and getting things done. Because I've been in the military. I've been in environments where the lack of discipline and the lack of performance is not tolerated. If you guys want your ass kicked into shape in some sort of virtual boot camp, well, this is the place to be. I'm sorry. If you want to get around other men building things and actually commit to something that you've probably been living in your heads for so long that you want to take action, well, do it. Nobody is preventing you from taking action. The decision has always been yours. And the biggest lie you've been told is that there's other things limiting you. Oh, you just don't have time. You have time. Why are you watching this stream right now? You have time to do that. Okay? You have time to watch Netflix. You have time to eat sugary foods, right? To mentally or even physically, literally masturbate yourself to different types of dopamine. You have time to do this. And Ascend is not giving you a discount. It's $47 a month for a reason. It should be way higher than that. We had it at $97 a month, but we want to make it more affordable because we're offering, there's just even one system in there that manages your DMs for you that costs $130 a month, that we've worked out a deal with that company to get it for pennies on the dollar. So even paying $47 a month is a third of what you would pay on the market for this technology. And you guys still, for some reason, are not seeing the value behind it. I don't understand that. Next is SetterBot and CloserBot. So we've built SetterBot and CloserBot to solve 90% of what you're bottlenecked by. Is once you start making content, once you send out like 20 DMs a day, which most of you don't like doing, you're going to get responses. And you don't want to talk to all these people. You want to sit on your lazy ass and eat ice cream and watch Netflix. I understand that. So why not actually appoint a bot that's smarter than you, that knows how to close deals, that can actually send payment links, that can send information about your product, and that is trained by the best salesman in the world to sell exactly what your custom product is. And we'll train it for you on the offer you have and even improve it for you later down the road. All you have to do is tell us what that thing is, and we'll do it for you. And we'll meet, the links in my bio, on the agency side of things, and you just book an appointment with me and we'll tell you whether or not we can actually do it. That's why it's not like a sales call. It's not advertised as a sales call. It's advertised as a free consultation. Because we could say, hey, maybe you even don't have a product yet. Maybe you're a fitness coach and you want to figure out like this $500 all-in-one fitness starter kit for somebody that's never worked out before to get in shape in like 6 months. And it's kind of like do it yourself. Well, I could figure out how to get that sold to somebody when you and I sit down and figure out what that looks like, what's going to go in it, what the AI should know to sell it. And then you pay one fee and it's done forever. You just sit on your ass and make money. You can go back to being lazy. But you have to do the work now to set up the system that can do that for you in the future. And finally, our free way to have you guys actually make money. So if you want to grow your audience or clip for us and learn and earn, we'll teach you how to make better content. Like you guys are watching my TikToks, my short form content. You want to know how to do similar things to that. Well, I'll teach you how to set this stuff up. I'll teach you how to make clips like this where you can go viral. I'm just one guy that decided to take action. And I'm only a few months into this, but AI can make the TikToks that I'm posting. It's very easy. You just have to learn how to do it. And when you guys do that, again, we'll pay you money for views that your videos get if you use my content to learn on and improve on. And then we have affiliate programs. So you guys can go make an Instagram account where you post my content and get paid to practice that and eventually just post other people or your own content. And you can have the link in the bio for our service for our agency that we just talked about. And if somebody books a call for SetterBot or CloserBot and we close them, well, you guys are going to get $500 paid out to your bank account. Pretty sweet deal. So there's unlimited ways to make money. This is kind of the all-in-one space. Instead of trying to like pick a side hustle, why not just work with something that we already have a determined rate of income you can make? It's kind of just like a side gig or side job at this point. But that side job is also teaching you how to build the structure. So I've found a way to teach you the skills you need to build systems and mentor you guys at the same time. And it's free to join. The link's in my bio. It's the free community, the affiliates and content clipping community. But then the syndicate is where we really focus on setting up that business system, how to create a brand, how to create presence, how to market and automate a service, and access to the tools to make that a reality. I'm going to hit you guys with a final banger outro point, but let me take one more sip of water. And look at that, we finished it. You are not waiting for a system. You are the system. Power isn't given. It's found and it's built. In the moments where you realize, just like this one right here, that you have the ability to control your future. You've been taught wrong. You've been purposely dissuaded by very important people in our society that have told you that you need to work, you need to go to school, you need to participate in systems that they've created to keep you down, to keep your brain shut down from creativity, limited in output. Technology is literally limiting our brain's focus. The microwaves that come out of technology is impacting your ability to think. Not only that, but the distractions on screen are pulling you away from very important matters at hand. AI will not save you. It is a tool right now. And honestly, it's probably a dangerous tool, but we're not at the point yet where that's happening. We're at the point where AI can be a very important leverage to help humanity move forward. If you lead with clarity, structure, and masculine, truly masculine, traditional intent behind it, it will free you, it will serve you, and it will be the solution that we all have been waiting for. Ascend is not just a brand, it's a protocol teaching operators that could be just like you for free or for paid if you want to learn how to build the system we've built, how to function. We don't react to the world, we change the whole fucking thing. With that said, I'm Caleb Schilke. This is Ascend. I'm so happy you guys tuned in. I will make good on my promise because I am the example of discipline that I hope you guys are looking for. And I will be back once again tomorrow with another podcast, and Saturday with my best friend and business partner and sidekick, ride or die buddy, Anthony, our community manager, my chief of operations, to help explain some future topics and give input on news that's going around in the space. I'd love for you guys to check that out. If you're on any of the platforms, like, subscribe, and help us share our message, because everything you guys do just helps us get out further, which honestly is just making a better impact in the world. And if you can't donate to charity, if you don't have anything working for you, at least do good tonight by helping a platform like ours grow, because you understand the importance of this information getting out broader. I love you guys. I have nothing but positive thoughts for your future, and I'm manifesting the best to come in your life. Have a good night.